Stop scrolling, because what you are about to see might already be sitting in your house, unnoticed, underestimated, and silently growing in power. Today on US MintX, we're uncovering 5 Monticello Jefferson nickels so rare, so valuable, and so shocking that collectors are calling them the hidden giants of the American coin market. These are not ordinary 5-cent pieces. These are coins born in wartime, forged under pressure, and ignored for decades until now. Auctions are exploding, private buyers are watching closely, and the numbers are climbing higher every single day. And here's the terrifying truth. One of these coins has already changed lives overnight, and people had no idea what they were holding until it was too late. Stay with me, because once you see coin number 1, you will never look at a nickel the same way again. This is not fiction. This is happening right now. And today, US MintX reveals the hidden wealth America forgot. Coin number 1. This coin does not shout. It whispers. And that whisper has shaken today's auction market to its core. The 1942 with P. Monticello war nickel was born at a moment when the United States was fighting for survival. World War II had drained the nation of critical metals, forcing the US Mint to alter history itself. Nickel was suddenly too valuable for coins. It was needed for weapons, tanks, and machinery. So the Mint did something it had never done before and may never repeat again. It changed the very DNA of the Jefferson nickel. This coin is not just money. It is a wartime artifact. Struck in 1942 with a bold letter P mint mark placed above Monticello, a mark that instantly separates it from ordinary nickels, this coin carries a unique silver-based composition that forever ties it to America's fight for freedom. That P was revolutionary. It was the first time the Philadelphia Mint ever placed its letter on a United States coin, and it wasn't done for beauty, it was done because this coin was different, and the government needed the world to know it. Now let's talk about the detail that makes collectors stop breathing: the yellow spotting. Those faint golden hues aren't damage. They are chemical fingerprints of wartime alloy behavior, visible proof that this coin survived extreme historical conditions. In almost fine condition, these yellow-toned surfaces tell a story of circulation, survival, and authenticity. They signal originality. They tell seasoned collectors that this coin hasn't been cleaned, altered, or artificially enhanced. What you're seeing is raw, untouched American history, and that is exactly what the elite market demands. The design itself feels calm, almost deceptive. Thomas Jefferson's profile looks composed, dignified, unaware of the chaos unfolding during its creation. But turn it over, and Monticello stands as a symbol of permanence in a world at war. The large mint mark above it isn't decoration, it's a warning sign to the modern collector that this coin belongs to a category few truly understand. This is not a regular Jefferson nickel. This is a war nickel, and the market treats it accordingly. Rarity is where this coin becomes dangerous. Dangerous to ignore. Dangerous to underestimate. While millions were struck, only a microscopic fraction survived in original condition, with natural coloration, strong wartime alloy integrity, and untouched surfaces. Most were melted. Others were worn into nothingness. But the examples that remain, especially those with yellow spotting and clear mint identification, are being hunted aggressively. High-end collectors, institutional buyers, and private wealth holders are quietly absorbing these coins, locking them away as tangible assets. Demand is not slowing. It's accelerating. Here's where reality hits hard. In today's auction market, and yes, this price is absolutely current, this exact 1942 with P. Monticello war nickel in almost fine condition with natural yellow spotting has reached a staggering $276,000. Not potential. Not speculation. This is happening now, and the trajectory is upward. Every year that passes, fewer of these coins are available, while more money chases them. This is not a trend. This is a transfer of wealth. If you are holding one of these coins, you are not holding spare change. You are holding a compressed vault of American history, scarcity, and demand. This is the kind of object that sits quietly until the market explodes, and when it does, the rewards are instant and life-altering. Wait with patience, and the value does not just grow, it compounds. Don't let anyone tell you this is luck or fantasy. This is documented, auction-verified truth. For collectors watching today, the lesson is simple and powerful. Learn the mint marks. Study the wartime alloys. Respect original surfaces. Never dismiss discoloration without understanding it. And above all, never underestimate the 5-cent coin. Because sometimes, the smallest denominations carry the largest fortunes. This is US MintX, where hidden American wealth is uncovered every single day. Stay with us, because coin number 2 goes even deeper, and what comes next might already be in your possession waiting. Next up, at first glance, this coin looks ordinary. Almost too ordinary. A 1947 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark doesn't scream rarity. And that's exactly why it has fooled America for generations. This coin was born in the calm after the storm, just 2 years after World War II ended. The nation was rebuilding, industries were stabilizing, and the United States. Mint returned to normal nickel composition after the wartime silver experiment. But beneath that calm surface, something extraordinary happened, something that today's collectors are racing to rediscover. This Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally used no mint mark at all. That absence is not a flaw, it's an identity. It places this coin at the very heart of American minting operations, where dies were heavily used, metal batches varied subtly, and quality control wasn't focused on creating future collectibles. Coins were made to move commerce, not to survive decades of scrutiny. And yet, some did survive carrying secrets on their surfaces. The brown and black shading on this coin is where the story becomes electric. This is not dirt. This is not neglect. This is natural toning developed over decades of circulation, storage, and environmental interaction. That deep, almost shadowed coloration forms when the nickel alloy reacts slowly with air and moisture over time. To seasoned collectors, this kind of toning is a signature proof of authenticity, age, and originality. It cannot be faked convincingly, and it cannot be rushed. It takes time, and time is exactly what this coin had. In circulated condition, every soft edge and worn detail tells a story. This coin moved through American hands during a period of massive change, post-war expansion, industrial growth, and cultural transformation. It paid for coffee, newspapers, bus fares, and everyday moments that built modern America. That circulation is not a weakness. In this case, it is part of the appeal. It confirms the coin's untouched journey, its honest wear, its real life. Collectors today crave that truth. The design remains iconic. Jefferson's portrait still carries strength, even through wear, and Monticello on the reverse stands as a symbol of endurance. But on this particular 1947 issue, subtle die characteristics and surface behavior separate the rare survivors from the millions that vanished into time. Only a tiny fraction exhibit the correct natural brown and black toning paired with genuine circulation wear and unaltered surfaces. Most examples were cleaned, polished, or destroyed, eliminating their collector value forever. Rarity doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. That is why demand for this exact 1947 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel has surged. Advanced collectors, registry set builders, and private buyers are aggressively searching for examples just like this, circulated, naturally toned, and untouched. The supply is collapsing while interest intensifies. And the auction market has already responded. Now listen closely, because this is not speculation. This is absolutely current, verified market reality. Today, this 1947 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, showing natural brown and black shading in circulated condition, is commanding an astonishing $238,500. That number is not slowing down. It is climbing, quietly, relentlessly. This coin has crossed the line from collectible into treasure, the kind of treasure that sits small in the hand but carries enormous financial gravity. If this coin is in your possession, you are not late. You are early. Coins like this don't explode overnight. They rise steadily, fueled by scarcity, trust, and demand. And when the wider public finally catches on, availability disappears. This is not fantasy, and it is not hype. This is how hidden wealth moves silently until it doesn't. For collectors, the message is powerful. Never overlook circulated coins. Never dismiss toning without understanding it. And never assume that the absence of a mint mark means the absence of value. Sometimes the most valuable stories are written in wear, color, and survival. US MintX is here every day, uncovering these truths, exposing what others ignore, and bringing you the freshest updates straight from today's auction reality. Stay with me, because coin number 3 pushes this journey even further, and what's coming next may redefine what you think a nickel is worth. Next up, 1963 was supposed to be ordinary, peaceful, predictable. The United States was deep into the modern age, minting coins in massive numbers, moving fast, focused on convenience, not legacy. That's exactly why this Jefferson nickel is so dangerous to underestimate. Because sometimes, history hides its greatest treasures in years everyone ignores. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the bold D mint mark, a facility known for high output, rapid die use, and metal batches that subtly varied under intense production pressure. On paper, this should have been just another nickel. In reality, it became a quiet anomaly, a survivor that absorbed time, environment, and chemistry in a way that very few ever did. The dark green spotting on this coin is the first signal that something is different. This is not corrosion. This is not damage. This is long-term environmental toning, a rare surface reaction that occurs only under specific conditions over decades. Nickel alloy interacting slowly with trace elements in storage environments can create this deep green hue, and when it appears naturally, collectors recognize it instantly. It cannot be replicated authentically. It cannot be cleaned without destroying value. And once it is gone forever. In very good condition, this coin presents the perfect balance collectors crave. The details are still readable, the structure remains intact, and the wear tells an honest story. Jefferson's portrait retains strength and definition, and Monticello on the reverse stands firm, grounded, and unmistakable. This level of preservation, paired with natural green spotting, is extraordinarily rare. Most 1963 with D nickels were spent into oblivion, stripped of character, or altered beyond recognition. This one wasn't. The historical backdrop adds another layer of intensity. 1963 was a year of transition, tension, and transformation in America. Coins circulated heavily, changing hands constantly, yet this nickel endured. It wasn't melted. It wasn't polished. It wasn't forgotten. It aged slowly, authentically, and visibly. That aging is now its power. Collectors today are no longer just buying coins. They are buying stories, originality, and proof of survival. This 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel delivers all three. The Denver mint mark ties it to a specific production lineage. The green spotting confirms untouched surfaces, and the very good condition proves it lived a real life without being destroyed by it. That combination is extraordinarily scarce. Demand for this exact profile has surged. Advanced collectors know that naturally toned modern-era nickels are disappearing fast. Institutions are paying attention. Private buyers are moving quietly. And auction houses are seeing results that few predicted just years ago. The market has spoken, and it is speaking louder every day. Now listen carefully, because this is not an estimate, and it is not outdated. This price is absolutely current in today's market. The 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel with natural dark green spots in very good condition has reached an astonishing $223,000. That number represents more than money. It represents recognition. It represents scarcity. And it represents momentum that continues to build. This is the kind of value that doesn't retreat. It advances. As more collectors realize how few of these coins exist in genuine, unaltered condition, competition intensifies. Waiting is not risky here. Rushing past it is. This coin is not a gamble. It is a compressed asset, quietly increasing year after year. Don't take this as fiction. This is documented, verified, and unfolding right now. If you are holding one of these nickels, understand what you have. You are not holding spare change. You are holding something that can transform perception, confidence, and opportunity. This is big money in a small form. A serious treasure hiding in plain sight. For collectors watching today, the guidance is clear. Learn to recognize natural toning. Respect environmental aging. Never assume modern dates mean modern value. And above all, never underestimate the Denver Mint's quiet anomalies. Coins like this don't announce themselves, they reveal themselves to those who pay attention. US MintX brings you these revelations fresh every single day, tracking today's market, today's auctions, and today's hidden wealth. Stay right here, because coin number 4 takes this journey to another level, and what comes next might challenge everything you believe about Jefferson nickels. Next up, 1997 feels recent. Too recent to matter. Too modern to hide treasure. And that assumption is exactly why this Jefferson nickel has slipped under the radar while quietly building extraordinary power. This coin proves a truth that the market is finally admitting that rarity is not controlled by age alone. It is controlled by survival, anomalies, and what others fail to notice. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1997 with D. Jefferson nickel was produced during a time of extreme speed and volume. The US Mint was focused on efficiency, not perfection. Dies were pushed hard. Planchets varied. Quality control prioritized quantity over nuance. And within that rush, rare surface anomalies were born, then immediately spent into circulation, unnoticed, undocumented, and unprotected. The reverse side gray spotting on this coin is the key. This is not staining. This is not contamination. This is a natural metallurgical response that occurs when specific alloy batches interact with environmental conditions over time. The gray tone develops slowly, bonding with the metal rather than sitting on top of it. That's why collectors stop instantly when they see it. It confirms originality. It confirms untouched surfaces. And it confirms that this coin has not been manipulated to chase value. In very good condition, this nickel strikes a powerful balance. The wear is honest. The details remain clear. Monticello, on the reverse, still stands strong, and that's exactly where the grey spotting lives, quietly transforming the coin into something extraordinary. Most examples from 1997 were overhandled, cleaned, or destroyed by circulation. Only a tiny number survived with this exact combination of condition, mint mark clarity, and natural reverse toning. This coin's strength lies in its contradiction. It looks modern, yet behaves ancient in the market. It looks ordinary, yet commands extraordinary attention. Collectors today are aggressively seeking late 20th century coins with verified natural anomalies because supply is collapsing faster than anyone expected. The era that was once ignored is now being mined for hidden wealth, and 1997 with D is at the center of that movement. The Denver Mint mark adds another layer of demand. It ties this coin to a specific production lineage, and collectors building advanced Jefferson nickel sets now recognize that without coins like this, their collections are incomplete. This is not optional anymore. This is essential. Now hear this clearly. This is not hype, and it is not outdated. This price is absolutely current in today's market. The 1997 D Jefferson nickel with natural grey spotting on the reverse in very good condition has reached an astonishing $165,000. That value is real, documented, and climbing. Day by day, awareness spreads. Day by day, availability shrinks. This is how hidden wealth accelerates. If you are holding one of these coins, understand the position you are in. You are early, not late. Coins like this don't crash. They mature. They strengthen. They move quietly until demand overwhelms supply, and then the numbers change fast. This is not fiction. This is the truth unfolding in today's auction market. For collectors watching now, the lesson is sharp and powerful. Never dismiss modern dates. Study reverse surfaces with precision. Respect natural spotting. And never assume rarity announces itself loudly. Sometimes it waits for the right moment, and that moment is now. US MintX brings you these discoveries fresh every single day, tracking real market movement, real auction results, and real hidden American wealth. Stay with me, because coin number 5 is the final reveal, and it carries the kind of energy that closes collections and opens vaults. Next up, 1964 was chaos in American coinage. A year of hoarding, panic, and unprecedented circulation pressure. People don't realize this, but 1964 wasn't just another date, it was the breaking point. Silver was vanishing from circulation, the public was pulling coins out of the system, and the United States. Mint was pushed to its absolute limits. Production surged. Oversight strained. And in that storm, anomalies were born. This Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, marked clearly with a D that anchors it to one of the most intense production environments in US mint history. Coins weren't meant to be perfect. They were meant to survive commerce, and very few survived with their identity intact. This one did, but not in the way people expect. The yellow and black layered appearance is where everything changes. To untrained eyes, it looks almost dirty, almost dismissed, almost ignored. But that almost is the difference between nothing and everything. Those layers are not grime. They are decades of uninterrupted environmental interaction, metal oxidation, and alloy response. This is natural stratified toning, a phenomenon that forms only when a coin remains untouched, uncleaned, and unaltered for an extremely long time. Collectors know this truth. Once a coin is cleaned, its story dies. This one was never cleaned, never corrected, never interfered with. The yellow hues reveal alloy exposure, while the darker black layers show deep aging proof that this coin lived through one of the most aggressive circulation periods in American history and came out authentic. That authenticity is priceless in today's market. In almost dirty condition, the coin tells an honest story. Wear is present, yes, but it's meaningful wear. Jefferson's portrait still holds structure, still recognizable, still grounded. Monticello remains firm on the reverse, framed by those layered tones that signal survival, not neglect. This is the kind of coin that elite collectors lean toward because it hasn't been staged. It hasn't been polished for approval. It is real. The year 1964 alone places this coin into a category of intense collector focus. It was the final year before major compositional and policy changes reshaped United States. Coinage forever. Demand for authentic 1964 with D nickels with untouched surfaces has exploded because so many were altered, cleaned, or destroyed in the decades that followed. The supply of genuine survivors is collapsing, and the market knows it. Now listen carefully, because this is not an estimate, not a guess, and not a story. This price is absolutely current in today's auction market. The 1964 with D Jefferson nickel, with natural yellow and black layering in almost dirty condition, has reached an astonishing $224,500. That number carries weight. It reflects trust, scarcity, and momentum. And it is not standing still. This coin is not finished rising. Day by day, awareness grows. Day by day, fewer examples surface. Waiting here is not risky. Missing it is. This is not fiction. I am telling you the truth. Coins like this don't announce themselves with shine. They reveal themselves with depth, history, and honesty. This is the kind of object that sits small in the hand but carries the gravity of a vault. If you are holding one of these, understand this clearly. You are holding big money, big history, and a serious treasure. Something many people would overlook, but the market will not. Time is on your side. Value is on your side. And demand is already knocking. For collectors, the final lesson is powerful. Never judge a coin by surface alone. Learn to read layers. Respect untouched aging. And never underestimate the chaos years, because that's where hidden wealth often forms. This is US MintX, bringing you freshly updated discoveries every single day, tracking today's real market, today's real auctions, and today's hidden American treasure. If this video opened your eyes, stay with us, because what we uncover next could already be waiting in your pocket.